Hello children, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing fine. So let's start the new story, and today's story is Rusty Plays Holi. Are you people ready? So let's take the lesson goal. Children can learn from this chapter about the importance of openness to new experiences and different cultures. It illustrates the idea of embracing joy and celebration. Even if something seems unfamiliar at first, the chapter encourages children to be curious, accepting, and willing to participate in activities that bring happiness and unity with others. So, about the story. In the story, a boy named Ranbir wakes up early to celebrate the festival of Holi by playing drums in the jungle. Another boy named Rusty, who had promised to join Ranbir, hesitates because of his guardian's return. Despite his initial reluctance, Rusty decides to go and join the festivities. Ranbir welcomes him with colorful dust and takes him to celebrate Holi with other children. They play with colored water and dust, forgetting their worries for a day. Rusty, who initially found the festival primitive, ends up enjoying the joyful celebration with Ranbir and his friends. So ready up? During celebrations, we get to eat yummy food that makes us really happy. What is your favorite food or treat that you usually enjoy during celebration? तो बताइए. Let's read the story now thoroughly. In the early morning hours, when it was still dark, Ranbir stopped in the jungle behind Mr. Harrison's house and slapped his drum. His thick mass of hair was covered with red dust, and his body, naked but for a cloth round his waist, was smeared green. He looked like a painted god, a green god. After a minute, he slapped the drum again. Then he sat down on his heels and waited. So Ranbir, जो कि जंगल के पीछे जो अभी मिस्टर हरिसन का घर था, वहाँ पर उसने अपनी मस्ती धमाल शुरू कर दिया, ड्रम को पीटना शुरू कर दिया, और उसका जो लुक आपने देखा वो तो था ही निराला. Rusty woke to the sound of second drum beat and lay in bed and listened. It was repeated, traveling over the still air and in through the bedroom window. So Rusty साहब भी जाग गए. उनके ड्रम की जो सेकेंड बीट उन तक पहुंची, वो पूरे उनके घर में, पूरे उनके बेड्स लाइक सुनाई दे रही थी बार बार. जैसे एक बार बजता है तो उसकी धुन सुनाई देती रहती है ना बच्चों, वैसे ही धम. A double beat now, one deep, one high. Rusty remembered his promise that he would play Holi with Ranbir, meet him in jungle when he beat the drum, but he had made the promise on the condition that his guardian did not return. He could not possibly keep it now. So जो रस्टी थे वो रणबीर को प्रॉमिस कर चुके थे कि वो भी उन्हें ज्वाइन करेंगे होली खेलने के लिए. और ऐसा धम धम spoke the drum in the forest, धम धम impatient and getting annoyed. Why can't he shut up? muttered Rusty. अब बार बार धम धम की आवाज़ सुनकर उसको बहुत लाइक फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो रहा था वो, और वो सोच रहा था कि भाई बंद क्यों नहीं करता है ये होली द फेस्टिव. डज ही वॉन्ट टू वेक मिस्टर हरिसन, क्योंकि वो मिस्टर हरिसन के घर के बाहर ही थे, तो वो बोल रहा था कि ये उन्हें जगाना चाहता है. Holi, the festival of color, the arrival of spring, the rebirth of the new year, and the awakening of love. What were these things to him? They did not concern his life. He could not start a new life, not for one day. And besides, it all sounded very primitive. This throwing of color, beating of drums, dham, dham. The boy sat up in bed. The sky had grown lighter. अब ये सब तो जो धम धम की आवाज़ें थी और ये सब उसको, वो अपने बिस्तर पे ही बैठा हुआ था, और जो बाहर आकाश था वो क्या होता जा रहा था, रोशनी से भर रहा था. राइट, सवेरा हो रहा था. फ्रॉम द डिस्टेंस बाजार came a new music, many drums and voices, faint but steady, growing in rhythm and excitement. The sound conveyed something that belonged to his dream world, and on a sudden impulse he sprang out of bed. He went to the door and listened. The house was quiet. He bolted the door. The colors of Holi he knew would stain his clothes, so he did not remove his pajamas. So ऐसा उसने बेड से वो जब उठा, ये सब जो उसने सुना, लाइक जो आवाज़ें सुन रहा था, उसके जो सपना था वो सब सोच कर वो उठा. उसने दरवाजे पर गया, सुना, और मतलब उसके दिमाग में ये था कि होली के कलर जो स्टेन होते हैं, ऑब्वियस है आपके कपड़ों पर अगर होली का रंग लगे तो वो नहीं हटता है ना बच्चों. सो वो इसके लिए भी वो थोड़ा सा वो था, इसलिए उसने पजामा चेंज नहीं किया अपना. इन एन ओल्ड पेयर ऑफ फ्लैटेंड रबर सोल्ड टेनिस शूज ही क्लाइम्ड आउट ऑफ द विंडो एंड रैन ओवर द ड्यू वेट ग्रास, down the path and behind the house, over the hill and into the jungle. So वो तो खिड़की के रास्ते निकल आए, है ना, जंप किया उसने, बाहर आ गए, एंड हिल से वो जो पहाड़ी से वो जंगल में पहुंच गया. When Ranbir saw the boy approach, he rose from the ground and the long hand drum, the dholak, hung at his waist. As he rose, the sun rose. But the sun did not look as fairy as Ranbir, who in Rusty's eyes appeared as a painted demon rather than as a god. You are late, mister, said Ranbir. I thought you were not coming. He had both his fists closed, but when he walked towards Rusty, he opened them, smiling widely, a wide smile in a green face. तो मुट्ठी तो ऐसा लगता है ना कि मुट्ठी बंद हो तो कलर है उसके हाथों में, लेकिन जब वो उसके पास पहुंचा तो उसने उसे खोल लिया, और एक वाइट स्माइल इन अ ग्रीन फेस. इन हिज राइट हैंड was the red dust and his left hand he had the green dust, and with his right hand he rubbed the red dust on Rusty's left cheek, and then with the other hand he put the green dust on the boy's right cheek. Then he stood back and looked at Rusty and laughed. तो उसने क्या किया, उसने उसके इस चेहरे पर क्या लगाया, कौन सा कलर, रेड, और दूसरे पार्ट पर ग्रीन. सो और दूर जाकर हंसने लगा. Then according to custom he embraced and the bewildered boy. Come, and said Ranbir, let us go and make the town a rainbow. Children formed groups. They were armed mainly with bicycle pumps or pumps fashioned from bamboo stems from which was squirted liquid color, and the children paraded the main road, chanting shrilly and clapping their hands. The men and women preferred the dust to the water. Ranbir was met by some friends and greeted with great hilarity, and a bicycle pump was directed at Rusty, and a jet of sooty black water squirted into his face. Blinded for a moment, Rusty blundered about in great confusion. Then his eyes cleared. He blinked and looked wildly round at the group of boys and girls who cheered and danced in front of him. उसे थोड़ी देर पे तो उसे कुछ नज़र ही नहीं आया, कुछ टाइम के लिए ऐसा लग रहा जैसे धुंधला सब कुछ दिखाई दे रहा है. फिर जब उसकी आंखें क्लियर हुई और वो ब्लिंकिंग करते हुए उसने सारा जो झुंड था लड़कों और लड़कियों का उनकी तरफ देखा, लाइक जो उसको देखकर स्माइल कर रहे थे, डांस कर रहे थे उसके सामने. देन वन डे one by one Ranbir's friends approached Rusty. Gently they rubbed dust on the boy's cheeks and embraced him. Rusty could not distinguish one from the other, but this gentle greeting coming so soon after the stormy bicycle pump attack bewildered Rusty even more. Ranbir said, now you are one of us. Come, and Rusty went with him and others. So उसने भी, रणबीर ने भी उसे कहा कि अब तो तुम हमारे में से एक हो, हमारा दोस्त बन गए हो ना, तो आओ चलते हैं. All day Rusty roamed the town and countryside with Ranbir and his friends. For one day, Ranbir and his friends forgot their homes and work and the problem of the next meal and danced down the roads out of the town and into the forest. And for one day, Rusty forgot his guardians and the missionary's wife and ran with the others through the town and into the forest. वो सब भूल गया, उसके गार्जियन को भूल गया, मिशनरी वाइफ जो उनकी वाइफ थी उनको भी भूल गया, सब भूल गया और मस्ती की, उसने खूब मस्ती की. वो सब जो उसको टेंशन्स थी, हेजिटेशन थी, सब उसने दूर कर दी. अब किसके साथ? रणबीर की वजह से, है ना, उसके दोस्तों की वजह से. राइट बच्चों? Now we have some difficult words. Smeared, covered with paint or dust, muttered, spoke in very low voice. Impulse, a sudden desire to do something. Embraced, hugged or held closely. Hilarity, extreme joy and laughter. Roamed, wandered around without a specific plan. Dum-dum, the sound of a drum. Primitive, basic or simple. Rubber soled shoes with flexible rubber bottoms. Bewildered, confused and unsure. Sooty, covered in dark dirt like the color of the water. Missionary, someone sent to share their religious beliefs to help others. Now we have tricky words. Slapped, drumbeat, promise, guardian, impatient, annoyed, distinguished, arrival, rhythm, approach, fashioned, blundered, confusion and countryside. Now we have speaking session where you have to look at the picture carefully and answer the questions orally. Okay, and we have listening session also where your teacher will read out a short story in class and listen it carefully and complete the sentences. Writing session we have in which you have comprehension, use the pencil and fill the correct circle given alongside MCQs, and बच्चों OMR sheet is also given. We have fill in the blanks. तो आपको क्या करना है? Important word आप अपने चैप्टर में से ढूंढ कर निकालेंगे and fill the blanks. State true or false for the following statements. इन स्टेटमेंट में से कुछ गलत है, कुछ सही है, तो ढूंढिए कौन सी गलत है और कौन सी सही है. Answer the following questions. इन क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स आपके चैप्टर में दिए गए हैं. Go and find the answers and write in your notebook. Word pool, match the following words to their meanings. Create sentences using the following words. So words आपको दिए गए हैं, इनके sentences बनाइए. Grammar in action. The past continuous tense is used to talk about action that were happening at a specific time in the past. It's formed by using was and were and adding the main verb with ing. So structure क्या है बच्चों इसका? Positive, it will be subject plus was were plus verb plus base form plus ing. Negative, subject plus was not were not plus verb base form plus ing. Question, was were plus subject plus verb base form plus ing. Question mark आप लगाइएगा. Examples हैं positive के, she was reading a book when the phone rang. They were playing in the park all afternoon. Negative, I was not watching TV when you called. We were not studying during the party. Question, were you listening to music when I called? Was he working late last night? The past continuous tense is often used to answer questions that begin with questions and words like what, where, why and when, how. Examples, what were you doing at 8 p.m. last night? Where were they playing when it started raining? You have in A part, complete the questions using the past continuous tense, and you have in B part, rewrite the sentences in the past continuous tense. In C part, make the following sentences in negative in past continuous tense. You have thinking corner also. You are invited to a cultural celebration that is not from your own background. How do you show respect for the traditions and customs of the event? तो आपको टिक करना है इन options को that you would like to do. Creative cycle, research and present a short report on the significance of the Holi festival, the interesting things people do during the festival and how it's celebrated in different parts of the world. Use simple words to make your report easy to understand and let the excitement of Holi shine through as you describe its traditions and the diverse ways people celebrate this joyful occasion globally. Do this and have fun. Enjoy.